All right. I was just talking to uh, Jay was saying, did I talk at all about the Michigan game? And I said, no, I haven't talked about the Michigan game yet. I said, I didn't get to talk to about it because I did a show earlier in the day, doing a show now. Let me tell you, 32 consecutive runs. Look at Blake Corum on my IG. I mean, that is a beat up face. He had a season high 26 rushes, 145 yards, 2 touchdowns. Penn State, what were they down? 14-9. No, was it 17-9? So still within striking distance. They go forward on fourth down on their side of the field. Don't get it. Next play, Blake Corum touchdown, 24-9, and it's ball game. And they get a touchdown at the end. It was it was 14-3 in the first half to let them get two fourth down conversions, Michigan. Let them get a touchdown to make it 14-9 in a game which they were dominating. And no offense, Penn State offense, it's like watching the Jets. It's like having Zach Wilson. That offense was atrocious. Now he's only 19 years old, and I have to, he's 19, right? So you have to say, he's a young kid and he's out there, but good God. And James Franklin, well, Michigan always calls him Clark Franklin, the guy from The Replacement. That's what she calls him. And James Franklin sucks. I mean, he can't beat a good team. Drew Aller. Drew Aller was terrible yesterday. Yeah, he's just not that good. It was ugly to watch. Yeah, I mean, he's thrown for 20. What? Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the stats from yesterday. Yesterday, he was 10 of 22 for 70 yards and a touchdown. 10 of 22 for 70 yards. Yeah, that's Zach Wilson. That's Zach Wilson numbers on that front. And there are stats. James Franklin is 1-12 against top 5 teams. He's 3-17 against AP top 10 teams. I want to get this right because I wrote all this down. Let me see. Okay. He's 1-12 versus AP top 5 teams, 3-17 against AP top 10 teams, and he is a combined 4-16 losses against OSU and Michigan. And every year they get 10 wins. Then they lose to Michigan, they lose to Ohio State, they win a bowl game. They beat Utah in the Rose Bowl last year, and everybody gets excited. But next year you got Washington, Oregon, and USC coming in. Now USC, I don't know if I put right now in the same group as I would put Washington and Oregon. I mean, Oregon is playing fantastic football. I watched Washington yesterday. Do you see that kid from Washington pull Deshaun Jackson? He gets the ball, and before he gets it, what goes through your head that the ball, you have to get to the end zone. You decide, I'm going to drop the ball before I cross the line. Like, what's going through your head? You're already celebrating. Like, it's out of control. We were watching the football game today. Every time a defensive team makes a play, they have to do that stupid celebration. And a lot of times, Michigan did it yesterday, and he didn't even get the interception. The ball dropped. But you know who looks good? Looks good. C.J. Stroud is playing some good football. He didn't get the pass right there to Schultz. And right now, ugly Baltimore, Kyle Hamilton tipped the ball and basically ran and then walked in the end zone at the end. I wish I had the speed of Superman. I would have cracked him in his back for doing something stupid. I mean, he basically stopped at the one and then decided to do a little walk in. I'm like, dude, get in the end zone, do whatever the fuck you want, but goddamn, get the touchdown already. It's just become everybody's trying to showboat. Everybody, social media, we got to showboat. And everybody's putting everything on social media all the time. It's like, oh, God. I think Hawkinson got basically flipped over on his back. Now he's getting up. I go, he'll feel that tomorrow. And Texans, right inside the upright. Barely inside the upright. They're up 10-7 going to the half. That was a kick. Jimbo Fisher, $76 million buyout. $76 million, 45-25. 5-7 last year, 6-4. They just beat Mississippi State yesterday, 51-10, and they're done with them. Hal, thank you from Football Scoop. $7 million basically a season to 2031, not the coach. He thinks Urban Meyer will be the splash hire. Urban Meyer's 59. He's not happy how things end with the Jaguars. It's about his legacy. He looks bored as shit when he's on Fox Fox on Saturday Fox, the college football Fox show, whatever. He always looks like he's bored out of his skull, like he doesn't want to be there. I think that they should Mike Elko, the coach of Duke. Duke yesterday. I'm talking to LG. LG's the game with Ben. Benjamin was the game. He sent me some funny pictures, and she said they should take some kids out of the student section to play defense. It was 1914 Carolina going to the fourth, 39 combined points in the fourth quarter, where UNC scored on a beautiful pass to who was the pass to? It was to Bryson Nesbitt caught up. I mean, it was a beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Duke goes down to score, takes a 3-point lead, and then Drake May with 40 seconds left gets them into field goal range where their kicker, I don't want to butcher his name, Noah Burnett, kicked a 43-yarder to center overtime. They get a touchdown in overtime. And Tim Hasselback is like the offensive lineman is like 5 yards past the line of scrimmage where he's trying to duck out of the way so the refs don't see it. Of course, the refs don't see it because the refs are all old farts and everything. Doesn't see it. They get a 2-point conversion. Then Duke goes down and scores, and they don't get the 2-point conversion. They lose 47-45. Victory bell. They're 8-2 UNC. They got to play Clemson next week. Duke falls to what they fall to 6 and I don't even what's Duke's records. Duke is they're 8-2. Yeah, I'm trying to find what Duke's record is, but yeah, Duke football. I thought they were 6-3 coming to the game, but I could be wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong. I know nobody cares except me, but this stuff bothers me. Yeah, Duke fell to 6-4, and they had a wide receiver who had some amazing catches yesterday. Jay Moore had 3 touchdowns. What was his name? Yeah, Jordan Moore had 3 had 8 catches, 6 catches for 88 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Tez Walker, good God, imagine if they got a full season out of Tez Walker. Tez Walker had 7 for $162, no touchdowns. Nesbitt had 7 for 68. And Hampton, who they didn't use in the goddamn when they lost to Georgia Tech, they stopped running the ball, had 169 on the ground and another 47 receiving. I mean, good God. And Drake May had 2 touchdowns rushing and passed for another 342, but had a terrible interception in the first half where I don't know who he's throwing to, and they ended up scoring a touchdown. They were up, what were they up, 10-0? And that's like 6 field goals. 6, what are they, the New York Jets? What are the New York Giants? I mean, come on. I mean, really ridiculous. I mean, I mean, J.J. McCarthy didn't have an official throw because the throw he had in the second half yesterday against Penn State was a pass interference penalty taken, and he ended up the day, he went 7 for 8 for 60 yards, and none in the second half. They ran the ball every goddamn play. And everybody's saying, well, maybe they don't trust J.J. McCarthy. I don't know if it's that they don't trust J.J. McCarthy, but good God, man. I was like, holy shit. No official pass attempts in the second half. Blew my mind, dude. I was like, holy shit. I mean, Jimbo Fisher, $76 million to make him go away. $76 million. Think about that. They're talking about Chris Kleiman from K-State, Lance Leipold from Kansas. Kansas had a bad loss, but they've lost 16 of the last 17 to Texas Tech. They lost on a last-second field goal. That was a bad loss. Dan Lanning, Oregon. He's going to the Big Ten with Oregon. Why would he want to go to coach Texas A&M in the SEC? I don't think. Dion? That's what Hal also said. Dion to, I don't know. I mean, and they lost again yesterday, 34-31. Colorado lost at home to Arizona, which got was that their 7th win? Is Arizona 7-3? Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. Pac-12 standings. Washington is 10-0 for the first time since the 1991 championship season. They're in first, 7-0 in the conference. Oregon's only loss was to Washington. They're 6-1, 9-1. Oregon State's 5-2 and 8-2. That's where Washington's going next weekend, after Oregon State 62-17 over Stanford. The running back Javier for Oregon State had 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half alone. San Francisco goes up 13-3 on the Jags for the half. The Vikings are blowing out the Saints. It was 23-3 before a field goal. Arizona 5-7-3. Arizona, unbelievable. UCLA hadn't lost at home this season. They lost to Arizona State 17-7 at home. The week before, Arizona State had lost 55-3 to Utah. 55-3. And they beat UCLA 17-7. And Chip Kelly is 500 in his career. And they said he's going to have to beat USC next week for him to keep his job. That's what they're saying. Yeah, California beat Washington State. Washington State tried to do the quarterback push. What do they call it? The Philly. What do they call it? The push. Yeah, what do they call it? The Philly push, the quarterback push in Philly. Quarterback push play. Yeah. Eagles quarterback push play. Yeah, there's been pushback, but they call it the Philly something, and I already forgot the name of it. Tush push. Well, they tried to do it. The ball squirted out, and Cal returned it for a goddamn touchdown, which I thought was like, holy shit, man. So that was kind of crazy. I mean, yeah, I'm going to talk about Jeff Traylor, Texas San Antonio, man. And yesterday, Tulane won again. They're 24-22 over Tulsa. So they're sitting pretty in the American Athletic Conference. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting who's going to get the job. I mean, yeah, Blake Corum yesterday, season high for rush attempts and yards, 26, 145, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, listen, you know what? It was a game on the road. I don't think they're going to pass. Ohio State blew out Michigan State, who sucks. But it's all going to matter in 2 weeks. I mean, you have 9 teams with 0 or 1 losses right now. 9 teams. 9 teams with it. Now, Louisville won the other night, and I don't think I'd put Louisville in that group. But there are 9 teams with undefeated or with 1 loss. Let me get that. Yeah, okay, so you got Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, which won by 7 over Miami. He actually benched Van Dyke, brought in a freshman who hurt his arm. Van Dyke had to go into the end. They lost the game. Washington, Oregon, Texas, Bama, and Louisville. Bama yesterday, Jalen Milroe was responsible for 6 touchdowns yesterday. And Bama early in the season lost to Texas, had a terrible game against South Florida, and this might be his greatest coaching job. And he didn't want it to be a trap game against they beat Kentucky yesterday 49-21. He didn't want it to be a trap game. So he put throughout the locker room real mouse traps with cheese in them. And one guy said he put his finger in there. He goes, they worked. And he didn't want the guys to fall for the trap. He said, this is a trap game. We don't want you to fall for the trap. They've clinched their 13th SEC West title under Saban, 15 overall. They're going to play Georgia, which is going to their 5th SEC title game. That one's set already. And Bama plays Chattanooga, and then the Iron Bowl, and then Georgia. And Georgia against what I thought was a very good Ole Miss team, 52-17. Brock Bowers, October 16th, had that lightning high ankle surgery. And 5 days ago, he already started practicing, played, had 3 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown. They said he could sit out the rest of the season and up his draft stock. And he's like, fuck that. I'm playing football. I mean, you got to love guys like that. And they said he limped during the game, and Kirby Smart says he limps in practice, he limps at games. But I was like, holy shit, man. I thought that was awesome. I mean, I loved it. Gronk is like a little kid. Gronk is like, he's at the Air Force Academy. It's like watching a little kid out there. It really is. He's like a child. He's like a child. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And did you see Michigan defensive lineman, 6'3", 340, Kenneth Grant ran down a Penn State running back. I mean, Michigan was saying they didn't call that out enough. I was like, that was a hell of a play. Ran him down. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, Duke, I just saw where I saw that. But yeah, UNC's at Clemson next week. That's going to be a tough game for them because Clemson won yesterday. And I love that Dabo had on. I know it's Veterans Weekend, but Dabo was the only coach I saw in fatigues. And I feel like that was a little over the top. I mean, I'm glad maybe his family that's in the military, but it just looked like he was trying too hard. Trying way too hard, in my opinion. Yeah, and Cam Good wrote on a dry erase board, don't have to cheat to win. Well, somebody did something there, guys. And I guess we're going to see I think they're having a reading this weekend, an injunction. We'll see what happens. if they can get Harbaugh back on the sidelines, but we'll see if that really is going to happen. And Sharon Moore, acting head coach, interviewed after the game. He goes, "I want to thank Coach Harbaugh. I fucking love you, man. I love the shit out of you, man." Well, sometimes it's not made for television, but yeah, he has as many top 10 win, more top 10 wins in the last 7 years than Coach Franklin has. Coach Franklin. I mean, listen, they came, they saw. This is a team that believes in themselves. I mean, you can run the ball 32 straight times. Halsen, he remembered when McCullers threw 24 straight. What do you say? Lance McCullers threw 24 straight change-up curveballs in a game. That's what he was comparing to all the times they ran the football, Michigan. But I mean, I felt maybe they felt the pass rush. They didn't feel it was the day, and they said, let's play more conservative, which is what they did. And, I mean, it wasn't – I don't think the game was as close. It was a 9-point win. It's on the road. It's in front of over 100, almost 110,000 people in Happy Valley. A win's a win. You get the win. Now they're going to go to Maryland next week, and then they get Ohio State at home. So I guess we're going to see what happens on that front. Yeah, time will tell. Yeah, so Michigan, Maryland, Saturday at noon. Yeah, James Franklin. Woo! Terrible, terrible records. But that's the thing. The defense, I tell you, Michigan was concerned. They're down 3-0. She goes, I'm worried about this game. But once they started throwing the ball, I mean, he was missing guys. Aller had a 4th down play. He threw to nobody. I mean, I know they got a late touchdown, but it was Uglyville. It was, and it doesn't look very good. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's hopping on one. Deshaun Watson just does not look like a guy he was a couple years ago. He just does not look good out there. And then I got into an argument today with Broccoli Rob, who, Mac Jones today, first time he got benched today. He threw a red zone interception. He didn't play well. He got sacked 5 times. He's been sacked 21 times this year. Threw 2 interceptions. He's got 10 on the season. Well, I think did Mac Jones have 2 interceptions? I got to see. What did Mac Jones do today? He had, trying to check out the Knicks score too. Knicks won by 22 today, and LaMelo Ball's previous high in the game was 20. He had 17 in the second quarter, 32 for the game. They lost by 22. It wasn't even that. I mean, I think they were down by over 28 at one point. He scored 32. The rest of the starting lineup scored a total of 31. Randall had 23. Robinson had 10 points, 9 rebounds. Brunson had 20. Barrett had 24. And so the good thing is that Randall only played 27. Brunson played 27, and Barrett played 31. But they got a lot of bench time. Quickly 17 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. He's playing for a new contract. He is. And the Knicks improved to 5-4. Charlotte falls to 3-6. I was trying to see field hockey, women's field hockey, and UNC women's field hockey, because they're playing today too. And I think they have a game. 1 win stands between advances the second. Oh, wow. UNC field hockey advances. So there's not a lot of teams in this tournament. They said they should make it bigger. They advanced to their second consecutive Final Four, 4-2 over Harvard. Wow. They improved to 16-3. Defeated Harvard, which is stayed over the Crimson. So they're going to another Final Four. For yet another shot. In addition, they'll be the first team since 2010 to play in a Final Four on its home turf. Well, that's kind of good. They'll stay at Karen Shelton Stadium to play Virginia or Maryland at either noon or 3 p.m. on Friday. All right. So they just got the win already. And UNC women's soccer, because I can't type and my hands are, I was trying to check the score in that game too, because I got to talk about they're playing today. Okay, so I guess they haven't played yet. They won. Moving on. So they haven't played yet today. They are playing. Second round match is set against Alabama Friday, November 17th. All right. 3:30 p.m. So they're not playing for a little while. So Brock and Rob we got into it. He says that the Jets are a playoff team with Zach Wilson. And I was going off on, Mac Jones. I said, Mac Jones is better than Zach Wilson. He says, no. He says that Zach Wilson is a better quarterback than Mac Jones. So Mac Jones today, they lose the game 10-6. He throws a red zone interception. And in an ugly, ugly game, there's also rumors that Belichick could be fired because he's now 2-8 this season, is tied for his worst start ever for 10 games. Jonathan Taylor had a touchdown. I'll tell you, Ezekiel L looked pretty good. I mean, let me see. So Taylor ran 23 times for 69 yards and a touchdown. That's not good. Pittman had 8 catches, but they had 5 interceptions, five sacks, I'm sorry. Mac Jones, 15 or 20, 170. He threw the one in the one, and he missed. Gesicki was wide open. Mike Gesicki, he missed it. So then they bench him at the end. They bring in Bailey Zappi with, what I think, like 40 seconds left in the game. He does a fake spike. He throws interception, and they show Belichick on the sidelines like, what the fuck is going on here? So we're not sure. They're going to have a bye. Who are they going to play next? Who's going to be quarterback in 2 weeks when they play? They go to the Giants Thanksgiving weekend. So Rocky Rob gets it. He says they're going to win today 21-14. Lock it in. I said, when's the last time? Let's see. Can they score 14 points? I said they're the Iowa Hawkeyes of the NFL. That's what I consider them because of their anemic offense. They're just, and I mean, last week, but they scored 13 against the Giants. They 6 points last week. Or they should have had more, Azuma. But it's been a while since the offense has put up real points. So I guess we're going to see what happens. But he said that well, how's Belichick fared? Okay. Well, then I said, okay. Well, let me look. Since Brady left, he is 27-33, which is terrible. But Mac Jones, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, completion rate about 65. He's 2-8 as a starter. His quarterback ratings around 80, QBRs around 40. He's been sacked 21 times. I looked up Zach Wilson, 8 games, 7 starts, 3-4, 59, like 60% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Been sacked 31 times. 75 is his quarterback rating. His QBR is 32.3. Would you take either of these guys? Michigan said, "Can we just make it a tie that they both suck?" But he's saying they are a playoff team. I'm telling you, I said the Raiders today. I'm taking the Raiders today. 17-14 in an ugly game. So he thinks they're going to score. I mean, I don't think they're going to put up anything. I think Zach Wilson is not an NFL quarterback. I've talked about this. I was talking about my buddy Damien last night. We both agree that he is the worst quarterback in the NFL. Zach Wilson up, and Deshaun Watson is limping off the field. I'll tell you, Deshaun Watson, it just seems like everything always hurts him, man. He just seems like he's always, they're going to halftime. But I guarantee he's probably going to have to shut it down for the second half. I could see that happening. I really could. I really could. Deshaun Watson got paid a contract he never should have gotten. And never, ever. There is nothing funny about texting him firing Jimbo Fisher. This is wrong and gross. Yeah, I mean, how do you come to that rationalization that we're going to eat $76 million for a college coach? $76 million. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is asinine. That is asinine for a guy who, 45-25, Jimbo Fisher, right? I mean, 45. I mean, that's, when you think about that, that just blows my mind. That's, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, and they're saying we're done. We're done. You pay him all this money in this huge 10-year contract, and then you're going to have to eat it. Like James Franklin got that huge 10-year contract. Is he worth the money? Hell to the no. Hell no. No, not even close. I feel like a lot of these guys. I think Dabo Swinney's it's going to be impossible for him to play for a national championship unless he brings in guys off the transfer portal. If not, it's not happening anytime soon. It's just not. So so I checked the stats and I was like, it's got to be a tie, Rob. It's got to be a tie because it's not even a tie. I mean, I don't want either quarterback, and I definitely don't want to. So that's what I got. Damien and I were talking yesterday, just saying he's a terrible quarterback. He has no presence in the pocket. He's he can't make throws. He's inaccurate. There's just so many things that's wrong with him that you can't. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. The Jets and now Rob goes, well, he played 2 good games. I'm like, is that what we're looking at now? Is that how we're dumbing it down almost in a way that he's played a couple good games as quarterback? I mean, he goes, he played good in the last minute against the Giants. I go, Giants should have never, ever, ever let that happen. Ever. And they did. Just scary, man. I tell you, CJ Stroud, the confidence from last week, he is throwing some beautiful balls today. He looks damn good. That's going to be a tough one. Bengals going to have to pull that one out. They're playing the Ravens on Thursday Night Football. That's going to be a tough game. And I think I just saw PJ Walker already in for Cleveland. I mean, Deshaun Watson, man, just that contract is going to be an albatross around their throats forever. It's just never going to go away. It's ugly. It's really ugly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, UNC. Ugh. Yeah, 6 field goals. Yeah, and I'll tell you the truth. I'd rather have Elko as a coach. Matt Brown to me is done. I mean, I know they're 8-2. Again, that's another school. They can't. The games they should win. They should win. They lose, and then they don't beat the good teams. We're really a basketball school. We haven't really had a powerhouse football team. But I feel like you've wasted Sam Howell. You've wasted Drake. You've wasted Drake May and again another guy, George Kittle, high stepping in the end zone like walking it in, and Jaguars are getting blown out of the water. Well, this was going to be a big step up in competition for them. But Brock Purdy, somebody on defense got lost, and that was that. Okay, I thought that was pass interference on the Texans, but yeah, Kittle. And nobody's near him, and he's just like in the end zone. We watch NFL films with him and his wife. He's a pretty funny guy. He used to have normal hair. He does not have normal hair anymore. Oh my God. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, I would much rather have Mac Brown out of there. I just don't feel like he's a good coach. And they don't play any defense. They play terrible defense. They're terrible, terrible defense. And Iowa State won 45-13. Rocco Becht, 15 touchdown passes, is behind the freshman rookie record of Brock Purdy, and they get Texas next week. They blew out BYU. They're 6-4. Texas at home next week. Oh my God, dude, just throw it away. Just throw it away, CJ Stroud. And did he catch that ball? Was that a touchdown? The refs don't know what happened. Touchdown, Robert Woods. Now they're reviewing it. Yeah, I got to see another replay. 3 refs. Well, at least these refs are younger. I'll be honest with you. These are younger refs. I'm trying to see, did he catch it? Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, I don't know, though. So when he went down, the ball looked like it hit the ground, like he didn't have to, but his feet were in. He got in 4 steps, Robert Woods. 1, 2, 3, 4, sliding. I don't know. His feet were in, but the way the ball went down, I mean, they argue, is it a catch or not? That goes on forever. Yeah. I still think, I can't get over Washington. He drops the ball before he scores. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? I mean, ridiculous. Oh, they're going to look at it to see, there's a flag. I don't know. I have the thing off. Is it a touchdown? I think, illegal touching. So it is not a touchdown. And I just got, I think he went out of bounds and came back in. Robert, you can't do that in the NFL. So that's what happened. And great pass. Stroud with a beautiful pass. Better catch. But you can't go in and come back. You can't go out and come back in again. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, Texas was up 26-6 at the half. They held on 29-6, 3rd and 12 to Adonai. I call him Adonai. Adonai, that's what I say. Adonai Mitchell caught a 32-yard pass that iced the game. You had Jonathan Brooks at 170 total yards, and then he had to be helped off the field. They're saying it's his knee and he's done for the year. If that's the case, they got Baxter, the backup running back, and who's had carries too, but I think that's going to hurt. You lose Jonathan Brooks, who does everything, catches the ball in the backfield, is the running back number 1. I don't know if that's Xavier Worthy at 10 for 137. They're going at Iowa State next week. That's going to be a tough game. Texas Tech, 16-1 the last 17 over Kansas. I said Oklahoma State was down 24-0. I mean, they still control their destiny kind of there's 4 teams tied for second place in the Big 12 behind Texas, but 45-3 you lose in a monsoon against UCF. I don't know, dude. Yeah. Ole Miss, man, you can't lose 52-17. You just can't. How about Missouri 8-2, 36-7 over number 13, Tennessee. Cody Schrader, 205 yards rushing with a TD. Another 116 on the ground, 321 total yards running back, Cody Schrader for Missouri. They have games left against the Gators and the Razorbacks, and they could be in a New Year's Six bowl. They're having a season, Missouri. They played Georgia really tough. Yeah, 4-way tie, Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State has already beaten Kansas State and Oklahoma. So we'll see what happens. But Oklahoma State, that was a bad loss. Well, I guess you pick days to have a good or bad day, and that was a bad day to have a bad day, and they got their asses kicked. And Arizona State first road win since October 29th, 2022 at Colorado. Stopped a 5-game losing streak. Chip Kelly's 33-33 at UCLA. They're 6-4. Arizona State, Kenny Dillingham, now 3-7, but that was a big win. 17. They were booing at the game. You can't score 7 points, UCLA. You can't, not against Arizona State, got blown out 55-3 last week, man. You can't do that shit. You can't let that happen. Come on. Come on, guys. How about Dylan Gabriel? 59-20 over West Virginia. Dylan Gabriel yesterday, 423, 5 touchdowns. Drake Stoops, the son of Mark Stoops, career highs, 10 catches, $164, and 3 touchdowns. They're 8-2. I really don't. I want Oklahoma State to get it over them. Oh, I thought Jordan Love had a touchdown right there. It was a little over the head. Yeah, Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, CJ Baxter is the backup. 393 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry. OU finishes their season against BYU and TCU. I think it's going to be a little chaotic in the Big 12 going forward. Listen to this. Never before in the 26-year BCS college football playoff have 5 powerhouse conference teams, Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Washington, made it through 10 games undefeated. First time in 26 years. You have 5 teams that are undefeated through 10-0. Crazy. FSU, 16 straight win. Georgia, 27 straight win. Bo Nix, 412, 4 touchdowns, 36-27 over USC. First half, he threw an 84-yard touchdown pass to Troy Franklin and a 77-yard to Tez Johnson. I mean, think about it. There's no defense. 500 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards. I mean, all these guys throwing for, and I haven't even got to Jaden Daniel of LSU. You've got to hear these stats coming up. Washington gets Damian Martinez, 15 for 146, 4 touchdowns for Oregon State, all in the first half. I mean, crazy. Penix threw for 332, 2 touchdowns. Rome Odunze had 3 catches, $111, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Alfonso Tupatala for Washington pulled the Deshaun Jackson. If I was the coach, I'd make him run up and down the hill for hours till he got it out of his system. I'm like, dude, how do you do shit like that? How do you do that? That's ridiculous, man. How do you do stupid shit like that? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, you got to get in the end zone and to do that stupid thing. I'm like, guys, what are you thinking? What do you get through the end zone? I don't know what went through his head. Why are you dropping the ball? The whole thing in football is you drop the ball, it's a fumble. So the point is you want to hold on the ball all the time. Hold on the ball all the time. It's all about ball possession. All it's about. And you do that shit. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these idiots? Unbelievable. I just saw that. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever said. So Jaden Daniel, listen to this. LSU wins 52-35 over Florida. They're 7-3. LSU. Florida's 5-5. Daniels, 372 yards and 3 touchdowns passing. Almost 14 yards per pass attempt. And another 234 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Better's days go. Hey, how you doing there, buddy? Good to hear from you. Oh, interception again. Oh, Trevor Lawrence is having a bad day. Yep, this game's going to get uglier. But he had over 19 yards, almost 19 yards a carry. You're talking about 600 yards of total offense. Think about that. 606 yards of total offense for Jaden Daniels. On the season, 31-64 on the ground passing, 918 rushing, 38 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Hey, people can say, oh, they're 7-3. Where would they be without Jaden Daniels? Jaden Daniels, first quarterback in FBS history to throw for over 350 and rush for over 200 yards in a game. I mean, is that 606 yards of total offense? I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just like unheard of. These are video game numbers. Where is the defense? That's what I'm saying. There's no defense. I mean, the offenses are great, but where's the defense? Gone. Yeah, Bama 49-21. Milrose 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 rushing. Ran for 4 last week against LSU. They've made their 13th SEC West title under Saban, 15th overall because there's not going to be next year. There's no divisions. Georgia season high with against Ole Miss with points 52, yards 611, which is crazy in my opinion. But Bama, yeah, unbelievable. I mean, Brooks Bauer I talked about had that tightrope surgery on October 16th. 3 weeks later, he's practicing and he's playing. And they and that, yeah, think about this. They rushed for over 300 yards, Georgia. They passed over 300 yards. I mean, Beck is playing. I mean, Jalen Milroe's playing. I mean, everybody, yeah, it's crazy. How about Vandy coach Clark Lee said after the 47-6 loss to the Gamecocks, turnovers are worse than punts. I didn't know that. That's news to me. So you'd rather punt the ball than turn it over. I guess turnover, it depends on where you turn it over. But a punt, you're still giving the ball back to the team. So I'm like, what's the difference with one or the other? I just was like, really? Okay. I'm still trying to find out what happened in the Bengals game. Oh, just fumbled the ball. Joe Burrow lost the football. Yeah. Bouncing around. I think they got the ball. Yeah. I'm trying to see what happened right there. And the Vikings were up 24-3. Maybe was that Cat Williams at the Viking game? That's what it looked like. Yeah, the tush push. Or the Philly, I forget what they call it. The Philly tush push called the Philly what? Yeah, because I remember I talked about it. Tush push. What do Eagles call tush push? What do Eagles call? God damn it! Call tush push play. They call it something. Brotherly shove. Yes, I couldn't remember what it was. The brotherly shove. I knew I was kind of remember. Yeah. Oh my God. LSU 701 yards, most yards Florida has allowed in program history. Can you believe that? Yeah, I mean, just wow. And also, Jalen Milroe and cornerback Terrion Arnold have a moniker, Lank. Let all naysayers know. Yeah, I think this might be Saban's best coaching ever. I mean, how they started and how they're going right now, very impressive. How well they're playing right now. Yeah, I mean, and we'll see what happens. How about the 7 SEC games decided by 32.7 points? That's scary. Missouri running back Cody Schrader, as I talked about, 321 total yards. Talked about the 9 teams with 0-1 losses. That's impressive. And linebacker Mason Cobb on IG showing he does film study. I don't think it's really helping your defense, buddy, but I feel like if you have to show us you're working, then that's usually not a good sign. But that's just me. Caleb Williams, 32 fumbles. That won't play in the NFL going forward. And UCF 5-5. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, what a day! 14 yards an attempt, 19 yards per rush, almost 20. Yankees talked to David Ross about being a bench coach job because they lost Esperanza. Is that who they lost? Who was the Mets head coach now? Mets manager. I always get these things. Mets manager is Mendoza. And Ross says, no, I want to be a major league manager. The MVP, how about this? If you're not first, you're last. Gotham Football Club goes from last place to winning it. They beat the Reign. Rapinoe got hurt early in the game, and they are NWSL champions. They won 2-1 yesterday. Midge Purse was the MVP, graduated from Harvard in 2017. Oh, and Jeff, Michigan's niece's fiance, Jeff, just did the Continental Divide, and he said he'd come on a show because I really wanted to talk about that stuff. That stuff really I found fat. I want to know how it felt. How I mean, just what the shape he got into. Did you ever check his resting heart rate? How do you feel? They said he had some great stories. I go, I'd love to hear the stories. I'd love to hear the stories. So I said yes, because I have to have him on, and we're gonna have on Better Days Golf Co. this week. I'm shooting for Wednesday, so we need to talk. I want to have him on Wednesday. I hope we can make that happen. Yes, that would be awesome, right? I mean, get you on the show and talk about all this stuff would be fantastic. Yes, I would like that a lot because he's a story to tell. He does. And I feel like, I mean, I'm impressed. For Better's Day and use discount. Oh, free shipping. As we approach pond hockey season. Ooh, I like the sweatshirt, dude. Yes. Roller hockey community and I do like that. I have so many hooded sweatshirts, but I do like that hooded sweatshirt. Shop all products. Dude, man, nice. There's some cool stuff on here. I love that roller hockey. I love that you're playing roller hockey. I just think that's awesome. Yeah, Dominic. I mean, I just think that's amazing. There's college. It blows my mind. College roller hockey, and I mean, it's a great sport. I mean, and he's playing golf, roller hockey, and he runs a company too, and he's going to college. I mean, that's impressive stuff there. That's really impressive stuff. Yeah. Dana White, UFC event at Sphere Vegas for Mexican Independence Day, which is September 16th next year on a Monday. So I'm thinking it's going to be around Cinco de Mayo because that's usually when Canelo usually fights. But at the Sphere, that's going to be kind of cool. And did you watch the fights last night? Pereira beat Yuri. Yuri, that guy Yuri I talked about. He is, damn. I thought Pereira knocked him down, but I thought they called it too fast. I thought they made they stopped the fight too fast. Whereas Aspinall, wow, he just beat the shit. I actually watched a lot of the fights. I watched a lot. We were watching the football. We were watching UNC Duke, and I was watching UFC 295, and I was watching. Yeah, so he beat Prosh. I'm gonna butcher his last name, and I don't want to do that. If I spent the time looking it up, that means I should spend the time to look it up the right way. And wait, what the hell is? I want to get the name right. Beat Yuri Prochazka, and I thought Prochazka could have got up. He seemed like he got up. He fell down, but I thought they could have kept the fight going. And Pereira is the first UFC fighter to win titles at light heavyweight and middleweight. And the belt was up for grabs after Jamahal Hill vacated in July due to a ruptured Achilles. Yeah. And Tom Aspinall beat Sergey Pavlovich. I mean, hit him on the side of the temple, and from there, it was over. Hey, ball highs, Mike Evans, another touchdown. He just scores. I know Hal's to be ecstatic about that. But yeah, I watched that fight, and then Aspinall, yes, and then Andrade beat Mackenzie Dern, who was flailing with her arms, like just getting the shit kicked out of her. And yeah, Andrade beat the shit out of her. That was ugly. Oh, and Matt Favola said that Benoit Saint Denis had never fought anybody like him. Well, he took a kick to the head and was out before he hit the ground. That was fast. I was like, oh. Now Diego Lopez, he was losing. I don't know, Sabatini. It just seemed like it was a little, and then bam, it was over. So those are the fights I watched. But yeah, I love watching UFC. Michigan likes watching it too. It's great to watch it with her. We always have a good time watching the fights. And Joe Espada, who's been the bench coach since 2018 with the Astros, is the new manager. Hal says he's okay with him. Never managed Major League Baseball, and he never got higher than AAA as a ball player. And now he's going to be manager of the Houston Astros. We'll see how that goes. Hal says, this beast mode, Beastquake. So Marshawn Lynch did Beastquake. Jesus Christ. Who was that to? Rashad Bateman finally scored a touchdown. God damn. Oh, wait, that was Odell Beckham. Oh, I had him in my witness protection program. I didn't know he could still play. So I think I'm getting destroyed now. My defense is playing like shit. But I did get 17 points the other day from and Pickens is playing today, and he's not doing anything again. God damn it. And Tucker has 4 points. And yeah, we'll see how this goes going forward. But yeah, CJ Stroud is not having a 48-point game. I mean, he's had a good game, only one touchdown. I need another touchdown to CJ Stroud. They're winning the game over the 20-7 over the 20-7 over the Bengals. The guy I'm going against is not having a good day, which makes me happy. And I think I got another point from my kicker. Yeah, Tucker just got one. So we tied kickers. Defense, I'm going to get destroyed. Cleveland is giving up a lot of points. A lot of points. Oh, and he had Beckham on his bench. Beckham has 11 points off the bench. Okay, so I haven't had any of my wide receivers play yet today. Yeah, they play all later in the afternoon and tonight. Actually, I think I'm done today. I think all my players are playing today. Yes, that's going to be great. Lions and Chargers tonight, 4 o'clock today. And Rangers are hosting Columbus tonight. I talked about the Knicks. And UNC is playing Lehigh right now in basketball. I didn't get so I want to check. I mean, they should be beating them, but who knows with the Tar Heels? I mean, it's early in the season. And they're playing, they're up by 14 in the first half. All right, big shit. No, 9 in the end of the first half. And who's scoring for them? That's what I need to see how my boys are doing. How are my boys doing? Baycott, 12. Davis, 13. That's basically two guys, 27 of the 43 points. Okay. Still early. Okay. 9. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is not having a good day. Yeah, not good at all. And that was holding. Definitely. I thought that was holding on the Niners that they didn't call. Yeah. Did they just call it? Yeah, he was definitely pulling on his jersey. Yeah, come on. Definitely. Yeah, they're still up 20 to 3, and it's kind of ugly out there. So beast mode. Remember he did Beast Quake when he did a touchdown, pushed off the Saint guy when the playoff game? He goes to New Orleans, and there was a guy painted in a wheelchair, painted gold, who gave him the finger. Jamar Chase was supposed to be determined. He's playing. Yeah, Mac Jones. Did you see him? He was getting chewed out by Bill O'Brien, just sitting there screaming at him. And Michael Thomas got into an altercation with a guy doing work in his housing, in his neighborhood, and got so pissed off he threw a brick, but did minimal damage. And he was playing today. So I saw that. I was like, okay, playing the Saints are getting blown out. And Joe Burrow's taking off, running with the football. I guess that calf is all healed. Yes. Yeah, Minshew had a play, dance around, 29-yard pass in the game in Frankfurt today to Josh Downs. Hell of a run, hell of a play to keep it going, and a hell of a catch by former Tar Heel Downs. And Michigan's friends family, they were at the dad and 2 kids were at Frankfurt to watch the game today because the son is a huge Patriots fan, even though he grew up in Long Island. What do I know? Jay Woodcroft, fired by Edmonton. They won last night over the Kraken 4-1. Didn't save his job. 3-9-1. Not playing well. 79-41. 13 ties. He's been a coach basically for 2.5 years. Last year they lost in the second round of Vegas. So they fired him. They fired an assistant coach. Paul Coffey, assistant coach. The new head coach is Chris Knobloch, 45 years old. Last 4 years coached the AAHL team of the Rangers. And back in 2012 to 2015, he actually coached Connor McDavid with Erie of the Ontario Hockey League. So I guess we're going to see how that works out. But, sometimes the things work out. Sometimes they don't. But I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, oh, so they got a new coach. We already got a hockey coach fired. They were not having a good season at all. Wizards 2-6 Wizards at the 4-5 Nets to Ben Simmons. And Blue Jackets 4-7-3 at the 2-1 Rangers tonight, 7:00. I know Michigan will be watching that. Yes, she will be watching that. Without a doubt, she's watching that. Nikki. Okay. Following loss to Michigan during the post-game news conference, head coach James Franklin spoke about needing a better plan to get quarterback Drew Aller comfortable early in the game to get in rhythm. The new coach will be making next week's plan versus Rutgers as Penn State has fired their offensive coordinator, Mike Yurcich. Wow, fired. Yeah, they played terrible against. Is it his fault? I mean, they had momentum a couple times yesterday, and they couldn't get anything going. I mean, you have a quarterback there for 70 yards. I mean, it was ugly and missing guys too. They looked terrible against Ohio State. They converted more third down conversions against Michigan. I didn't even look at that. That's what I wanted to look at because I know that they were like 3 for 21 against the Ohio State. I like saying that. The Ohio State. Oh, in the college football, the top 25, AP top 25 should be out. Which really doesn't matter because it's college football playoff. But AP top 25. Okay, here we go. Georgia's streak hits 22, second best ever. Louisville, Oregon State in the top 10. Wow. Georgia, Michigan, the dump. Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas 7, Bama 8, Louisville 9. Louisville's not the 9th best team in the country. Oregon State 10, Missouri 11, Penn State 12. Mississippi is 13. I think they should drop even further. Oklahoma 14, LSU 15, Utah 16, Tulane is 17. James Madison 10-0. They're 18. Then Arizona 19, Notre Dame 20, Tennessee 21, North Carolina is 22, Kansas State is 23, Oklahoma State's 24, and Liberty. So you got Liberty and James Madison, who cannot is ineligible for a bowl game. Is that crazy? Ineligible for a bowl game. Crazy. Wow. I love Liberty's in. Liberty's in. James Madison is in. I mean, that's awesome. I love the James Madison. Yeah. 22 being top ranked. 22 giving the Bulldogs second longest run of being number one in the 87-year history. The longest belongs to Southern California. Did 33 straight between 2003 and 2005. The entire top 8 is unchanged. Number 2, Michigan received 7 first-place votes, and number 3, Ohio State got 1. Okay. Florida State was 4. Oregon was number 6. The Beavers in the top 10 for the first time since October 21st, 2012. Missouri, number 11, has its best ranking since finishing number 5 in 2013. Penn State slipped 3 spots to 12. Kansas dropped out. It was Texas Tech. And Kansas State came in. SEC 6 teams in the top 25. Pac-12 5. Big 12 4. Big 10 3. ACC 3. How about that? I love it. American Athletic Conference has Tulane. Conference USA has Liberty. Sunbelt 1. And Independent is 20. Wait, Sunbelt is... Oh, Sunbelt is... who's Sunbelt? James Madison. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute. I know what this is. And yeah. Do you see DJ Hayden? Him and a teammate of him were killed. A woman ran a red light in Houston, killed him, and killed a friend. Another guy got injured. They all played on the same. He was 33 years old. They all played on a Houston team that went 13-1. I was like, holy shit, man. That was terrible. I saw that. I was like, oh, run red lights. And basketball player. What's his name? Kelly Oubre Jr. was hit by a car. It was a hit and run. He got broken ribs, bruises, and lacerations from a hit and run near his house in Philly. He is going to be out for quite a while, they said. Quite a while. But that's kind of scary. You know? Out walking and he gets hit in a hit and run. Ridiculous. Yeah, so the championship games that are set right now are Alabama, Georgia, Liberty versus New Mexico State in the Conference USA. Troy is in the Sun Belt versus Coastal, which could happen, but really James Madison should be in, but they are not. They are not. And Cincinnati is driving. They're almost in the red zone. So we'll see what happens. I missed what happened with I'm under the clicker, so I'm not going to. Somebody fumbled for the Jags, and they just got a touchdown. So I think that's I think that makes it 27-3, which is not good for either of them. Wow, so then they just kicked a field goal. Bengals are still down by 10 points. Yeah. Oh, and Steve Wilkes this game usually is in the box. He's down at the sideline, and he is – they're playing some good football, man. I guess they didn't call it a touchdown. I don't know what – or did he get the fumble and they didn't count it as a touchdown? I don't know what happened right there. Trying to figure that out, but it seemed like it happened. Yeah, you can't really do a show and watch Red Zone at the same time because it just happened so fast that you can't even move. Harbaugh addressed the team on Friday, and he said, play angry, which they did 32 consecutive times to end the game. Michigan's Penn State tried to put an end to Michigan's 22-game conference winning streak. Nope. And Alejandro Zuniga said, a tailgating Penn State fan just told me their signs. We're going to run on first and second. We're going to throw incomplete on third down, and then we're going to punt. And, Booker McFarland said, how hard it is to, McCarthy threw 60 yards, didn't attempt a pass in the second half. Do you know how hard it is to beat a top 10 team without attempting a single pass? Not sure that has ever been done in college football. Penn State has only given up 175 rushing combined in the previous 5 games. And that includes their game against the Dump. They gave up 227 to Michigan. Total domination. Proved who the better conditioned team was and who was a more determined team. We didn't pass because we didn't need to. JJ was 7 for 8. It wasn't like he was 2 for 15 and they decided to abandon the passing game. This is all about doing what's necessary to win. You know, Booger, Michigan sent me that thing. I was like, they did. Listen, they gave what they gave. We didn't have to pass. We just ran the ball. We ran it down their throats, tired the shit out of them, and we knew their offense wasn't going to beat them. Gave a late touchdown, which I really thought was kind of quick, but they couldn't play with them. Couldn't play with them. Regular season wins versus top 10 teams in the past 7 years. Sharon Moore won. James Franklin near nothing. And McCarthy says he faced time with Jim Harbaugh after the game. He was the jolly good fellow. Yeah, I agree. Josh Dubois said, teams with 0 pass attempts in the second half since 2015. Army 10 times, Navy 8 times, Air Force 4 times, Georgia Tech 4 times, Arizona once, Georgia Southern once, Kent State 1 time, and Michigan today. So think about that. Army, Navy, Air Force, you usually don't pass the ball that much. That was totally like, holy shit. That was cray-cray, right? Wow. 8 passes. The only games involving 2 ranked teams with a team having fewer pass attempts since 2000 was number 18 Georgia Tech versus Georgia in a 45-42 win in 2008, and Georgia Tech versus number 4 Va-Tech in a 28-23 win. So it obviously worked, and he has the same number of regular season wins against top 10 opponents as James Franklin. Isn't that crazy? Franklin gonna Franklin. That's what Mason Bruce said, which they did. Franklin gonna Franklin. Yeah, they got it done. 10-0, 3-0 since it was revealed the program was on an investigation. Yeah, James Franklin, 26 combined points and losses to the Dump and to Michigan. Crazy. Just crazy. Just crazy game, man. Just crazy. They're 4-0 without Harbaugh this season. Yankee Apparel. How you doing there, Yankee Apparel? How about your Yankees? You want to talk about some Yankee stuff? Love to talk about it, but I feel like what is there to say right now? Va-Tech, 35 straight, 48-22 snapped a BC's 5-game win streak. They're 6-4. BC, Va-Tech 5-5, still playing for a bowl bid. A bowl bid. Oh, and Georgia Tech was up 7-0 last time they beat Clemson 2014. Then they got blown out. Yeah, what did Clemson win by? Wasn't it 42-21? That's what I think it was. And Clemson is bowl eligible. Yeah, 42-21. Clemson is now 3-4 in the conference, 6-4 overall. Yeah, UNC couldn't beat Georgia Tech, but what the hell? They got it done, huh? Yeah. So Oklahoma State had the leading rusher, Ollie Gordon II, 25 rushing yards on 12 attempts. That was just a blowout, man. That was just ugly. Auburn beat the Hogs. They were saying how they scored more points faster than Alabama. I'm not going to compare Auburn to Alabama right now. No, not at all. Yeah, not even close. And Iowa blew out Rutgers. It was 3-0 at the half. They won 22-0. It was not pretty. Iowa 22 points, outgained them 402-127, 16 in the fourth. Their season average, they're not going to keep Ferentz's son as offensive coordinator, but hey, 18.8 points per game. They're 8-2. They have a 2-game lead over 5 teams with 3 and 4 conference records in the Big Ten West. That's crazy. Defense came in the game ranked 34th nationally in rushing offense, but at just 34 yards and 23 carries, Gavin Wimsatt threw for 93 yards, 7 of 18. The running back came in averaging 100 yards a game, and he did. Kyle Manangai, 39 yards on 13 carries. Deacon Hill had done nothing. He had 106 yards in the first half, more than he had against Northwestern, Wisconsin, Purdue, and Michigan State. And they're up 3-0, yeah. So they're 4-6 Colorado. They lost to Arizona. Arizona 7-3. Big S has to be ecstatic about that. No bowl game. Not going bowling this year. Oh, they would have to beat Washington State and Utah to make a bowl game. Yeah. Florida State is 10-0, first time since 2013, 2014. Jamar Chase just scored a touchdown. So we got a ball game right now. We got a ball game. Yeah, Jamar Chase. Good God. It is now 2017. See, we got a ball game. We're going to the fourth quarter. Yeah, Texans aren't beating. Joe Burrow's locked in now. It's like these are the games that count. These games count. This is for the real money. And Jaden Daniels, the second player in SEC history to run and throw over 200 yards in a single game. The other was Johnny Manziel in the Cotton Bowl. So please don't compare him to that. But, yeah. And Illinois beat Indiana 48-45 in a shootout. Crazy. 1,113 total yards, 93 points, most since the 2018 Ohio State-Michigan game, 62-39. Ohio State beat them. Crazy. Texas 9-1, first time since 2006. They went 10-3 in a Mac Brown that year, won the Alamo Bowl 26-24 over Iowa. Yeah. Oh, this is a crazy play. So Texas wide receiver Jordan Whittington. Texas had the ball on its 39-yard line, started the play. Millard Bradford picked off Quinn Ewers, broke free for a 40-yard return before Whittington made the hustle play to strip the ball and help Texas get it back with a first down at its 36-yard line. That was amazing. I mean, that was like, I watched that play. I was like, holy shit. And Deebo Samuel just scored. It is now 26-3. So I would say this game is over. Over. How about Louisville avoided upset, beat Virginia 31-24. They're the doorstep of an ACC championship game. He's got Jake Plummer, Jeff Brom, portal transfer from Cal. Isaac Guarendo, Wisconsin, running back. Safety, Devin Neal from Baylor, who was his leading tackler. With Cameron Kelly, who was also a transfer from UNC, not far behind. So Devin Neal at 12. Cameron Kelly had some. And Jamari Trash from Georgia State has been the Cardinals' leading receiver. They last reached 9 wins in Lamar Jackson's 2016 season, where they finished 9-4 and lost the Citrus Bowl to LSU 29-9. But think about that. Jeff Brom goes to an alma mater, and he's 9-1. 9-1. How about Northwestern? After all that happened, Pat Fitzgerald gets fired. They bring in interim coach David Braun. They're freaking 5-5. They blew out Wisconsin. At Wisconsin. And they think, maybe they got to get a new coach, which, I think give this guy a shot. He comes in interim and gets his team to play, and I think there's something to be said about that. And now I was like, God damn, Northwestern blew them out. Good God. They're kicking ass. Yeah. I'm sorry, 24-10, but they were 24-3 when I was watching. Good God, man. Jeez Louise. That was awesome. And UNLV, I forgot to talk about them. Barry Odom, former Missouri coach, they got blown out by Michigan early this season. 8-2, 5-1 in the Mountain West. Entered this season a decade removed from their last winning season. They beat Wyoming 30-14. 8 wins for the first time since 2000. One more will be their highest mark since 1984. Air Force lost to Hawaii, and Fresno State being upset by San Jose State. UNLV and Air Force are now tied for first with the same record. They meet next week in Colorado Springs. That is impressive. Right? That's impressive. That Barry Odom deserves. That's crazy. Yeah. Odom. He was supposed to have Bobby Petrino as an offensive coordinator who left him to go to Texas A&M. So he gets Texas receiver coach Brennan Marion, 36, who brought the go-go offense, a modern spin on the triple option he developed at FCS Howard and William & Mary. And boom, Brennan Marion. I want to look up who's Brennan. That's a guy who's going to get a shot coaching somewhere. People look at a guy that's Brennan Marion. Yeah. Former wide receiver. Was undrafted, signed by the Dolphins, undrafted free agent, played college football at Tulsa, 2 junior colleges. And at Tulsa, he set the single season NCAA FBS yards per catch record in a single season at 31.9. That's amazing. Finished with 28.7 yards per catch, back-to-back 1,000-yard season. He went undrafted in the 2009 draft, practice squad. That was it. Then he went right into coaching. We're talking a kid. I went to college, high school. Off the quality control guy is basically you do everything. Did that at Arizona State, Oklahoma Baptist, Howard, William & Mary, Hawaii, Pittsburgh, Texas. Good guy. Think about this. He went from William & Mary in 2019, Hawaii 2020, Pittsburgh 2021, Texas last year, and I was at UNLV. Good for him, dude. That's a guy you pull for. Because good things can happen. And Marvin Harrison Jr., dude, the dude just can ball. He is, what do you have yesterday? He had 11 catches. Oh, Deshaun Watson Deshaun Watson's back. Marvin Harrison is having a season. Marvin Harrison is, what did he do yesterday? Yesterday he had 7 catches, $149, and 2 touchdowns. On the season, he's got 59 catches, 1,063 yards, and 12 touchdowns. 11 games. I'm sorry, not this 59. Yeah, last year he had 77 with 1263. He's had 18 yards a catch, and he's really the go-to guy this year. Yeah, they're saying he should get the Heisman. I am not going to put it past him. He's that good. Oh, it's good. This game's going to kill me. It's going to kill me. And Giants have activated outside linebacker Azeez Ojulari from IR to the active roster. Randy Bullock, kicker, tight end Tyree Jackson from the practice squad for the game. Justice Jefferson not playing today. Yeah, I talked about G.J. Hayden and Zach McMillan were among those killed, hit by a car that ran a red light. Unbelievable. And I agree. So they fined Josh Jacobs $21,000 for roughness where he lowered his helmet to initiate contact. But I didn't see it there, and I was like, that's a bullshit thing. And Bijan Robinson is going to be involved in the team's office more the second half because Arthur Smith knows that he's not going to have a job that much longer. So it's probably in his best. It's best for him to do that. And how about this? Montreal Alouettes defense turned Chad Kelly's first playoff start into a nightmare. So Montreal forced 9 turnovers to stun the Toronto Argonauts 38-17 in the East Division final. 9 turnovers, 21 points. 4 interceptions by Kelly, the East Division's outstanding player nominee. I saw that 9. He threw for 246, a touchdown, 4 interceptions, ran for 62. Toronto had more first downs, 20-15 by, I always get this, Toronto, 20-15 in first downs over Montreal, and net yards, 385 to 197. Montreal won the turnover battle, 9-1. And there were 26,000 at BMO Field, largest crowd for an Argonauts game since they moved there, booed the offense. Montreal first Grey Cup events was in its first Grey Cup since winning 2 straight titles, 2009 and 10. And will face either Winnipeg Blue Bombers or BC Lions next weekend at Tim Hortons Field. Wow. So Montreal didn't allow a touchdown in last week's 27-12 win over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. The Alouettes were 0-3 against Toronto in the regular season, but haven't lost since they lost to the Argonauts in September, a span out of 7 games. Kelly had won 15 of 16 starts, 16-2 record, which was a single-season league mark for wins. Signed a 3-year, $1.865 million extension that made him the league's highest-paid player. Edmonton was 16-2 in 1989, but lost the West Division final to Saskatchewan, which went on to win the Grey Cup. Yeah, not a good season. Toronto's offense led the CFL in fewest turnovers, 27-9, and was tied for fewest interceptions, 15. And they entered Saturday's game 9-0 home record. 1 win came in Halifax and 10-0 in the East Division. It doesn't matter. 9 turnovers is a shitload of turnovers. I was like, wow, holy shit. Yeah, crazy. So, yeah. Wow. And Washington Wizards guard DeLon Wright, expect him to miss 4 to 6 weeks with an MCL sprain. He's averaging 5.3 rebounds, 4 assists. And Hal sent me this too. This is from Red 94. That they could have, that Harden is a better player than Fred VanVleet, but they ridiculed for overpaying. But this is a guy that they feel that Harden wanted to be here, but Udoka balked. He might be a better player, but VanVleet is definitely the better fit, particularly for roster 20-somethings in desperate need of accountability and identity. They might have got more wins, but VanVleet they feel will be the guy who, in the long run, will get this young core to play as a team, and that's a positive sign. So I agree with that. I love that from Hal. I love this. Yeah, I thought Fred VanVleet, because I think Harden does not make the players better. Hey, all right, Josh, good afternoon to you. Yeah, good luck. I mean, thank you for coming today. Yeah, I'm a little loopy today. I've been talking a long time. Yeah, I got into it earlier. A buddy of mine, Broccoli Rob, thinks that Mac Jones, he'd rather have Zach Wilson or over Mac Jones, and I go, I don't want Zach Wilson over anybody. He took the Jets today, 21-14. I say the Raiders will beat him 17-14. I just don't think Zach Wilson is going to – he's not the man. And how about Giannis and Damian Lillard lead the league in free throw attempts? Giannis and Dame are 10 a game. And Scoot Henderson will miss 2 to 3 weeks. He's averaging 8 points a game. Golden State lost to Cleveland 18-10. You would take Mac over Zach too. I agree. I feel the same way. I would definitely take Mac over Zach every day of the week. Yeah, and what did I see? That's Curry, 10th straight game with 4+ 3-pointers, 30 per game. No one in history has ever done it, but they lost again. I like that. I like Golden State losing. I'm not a big fan. And Miles Bridges will have a significant role right away when he returns to the team on Friday following his 30-game suspension. Western Carolina beat Notre Dame, and Vontarius Woolbright, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. One of the more underrated guards. Thank you, Sean Paul. 71-62 over Notre Dame. Notre Dame lost, to Western Carolina. Western Carolina's 2-0. Notre Dame's 1-1. Talked about USC. I saw Usman Nurmagomedov has been suspended 6 months by the California State Athletic Commission after testing positive for a banned substance following his fight against Brent Primus at Bellator 300. And Michael Buffer thinks Terrence Crawford is the best fighter pound for the lineal and true champ. And Gabe Peralt for the Rangers, first-round pick. He is playing at BC, 10 points, 1 goal, 9 assists, 8 games in the month of October with BC. I mean, that's a good start. And Ovechkin scored 2 goals, 825, 826, and his 56th career empty net goal, tying Wayne Gretzky for most in NHL history. How about the Gotham winning the NWSL? I was impressed with that, huh? That's pretty impressive. Nice. Yeah. And what did I see here? That, first, we had nothing to lose and something to prove. They won from last to first. That's pretty impressive. Lynn Williams is one of 3 players to win 4 rings. So did Caitlin Rowland also, and I had someone else on that list whose name escapes me right now, but I saw that they're not the only ones. Yes. Where is this? National and NWSL. I got to find it because I looked it up and I thought I took pictures and I did not. So I screwed up. NWSL. Yes. The 2. So I said also, who are the players? Yeah, they're all partying after the game. I think that's awesome. I think it's beautiful. Love that they won. Yeah, so it's 4 times. It is Lynn Williams and Lynn Williams. That is not what I wanted. Lynn Williams and McCall Zerboni. That's great. I like that. She played at UCLA. Where did Lynn Williams play? That's what I wanted to see. Where did Lynn Williams play? Best in the world. Well, best in, I don't know where Lynn Williams played. But congrats. How about that? Best team in New York. Gotham. Best team in New York. Did you watch UFC last night, 295? I was talking on the show, I thought Pereira got a fast submission against I'm going to butcher against Yuri. I thought he got a very fast. Oh, I guess Eric's getting ready for the. Eric want to talk. I'm figuring if he wants to talk any sports right now, I'd love to have him on. We could talk. Let's talk Giants. It was his wife's birthday. I saw. He's always working out, pumping that iron. That's good. Stay healthy, fit is good. But the Giants play. I wonder what. Yeah, DeVito living with his mom and dad. I wonder if he's going to watch that game. Maybe, yeah. Football today. Get ready for that. We'll see what happens going forward. Did I miss anything else today? Michigan just sent me something. A tailgating. What you just sent me? She sent me something from Athletic Links. What did she send me? So her friend Sarah's son, Nate, ran the Pocketinco Hills Marathon in 4:20:13. Average pace was 9:13. 26. God bless this kid, man. Overall, 36 and 94 people. Wow. I didn't even know it. Congrats to him. So, Nate, nice going, kicking some ass. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I know we ran the marathon here, so I was like, all right, for him. And she told me, so she works with one of her coworkers. His son runs for Hofstra, and he ran a 10K in like 31 minutes. 31 minutes. I was like, dude, that is crazy. That is freaking crazy, dude. I'm like, man, I can't run that fast ever. Ever. I was just looking at my fantasy too, because I just see they're up again. And they always give you percentage chances of winning. And CJ Stroud's over 18. Okay, we like it. 2 total TDs. I'll take it. Pickens is up to 7.5 as my flex guy. I'll take it. Okay, Olave had no freaking points. He's up to 13. But my defense is getting, okay, my Cleveland defense is getting more points. This is good. Tucker, a couple more points. I could pull this thing out. All right. Yeah, I don't know, Josh, if you watched UFC. If he watched it last night, I don't know. Myles Garrett taking over line. We were afraid he could. Derek Carr, right shoulder injury, concussion. He's out. And New Orleans is a bye next week. That's not good. Derek ruled out. Yeah. The AP top 25. Yeah. That is all I think I have to. Let me get some trivia questions. And let's get to that. And and Damien's going to be on. So I'm gonna have some guests on this week, which I'm very excited about. I think I'm even going to have on Bumbles is going to be on this week, which I'm very excited about. So that would be very exciting. So I have a lot of things playing this coming week, which I'm excited about. Okay, what NFL record will be set today? This will be a record non-replacement player season, 10 rookie quarterbacks after DeVito starts today against the Cowboys. What did Marvin Harrison do yesterday for the first time? He's the first player in program history at The Ohio State to do what? He's the first player at The Ohio State to do what at the university? He's the first player to do this in program history. That's all I'm saying. But he set a record yesterday and did something that had never been done in program history. That's what the hint is, yes. So he did something that no other player at The Ohio State had ever done before. He is now the first to do it and probably not the last. I mean, I guess especially if his brother comes to play. So if the Saints are playing right now, that means that Jameis Winston is not – yes, Jameis Winston is playing the game right now, which means he'll probably play next week too. And Steelers are up 2019 on Green Bay. So Josh, thanks for listening today. Eric, I appreciate it. I mean, Josh is always listening, and I appreciate that so much. I really, he's a good man. It's nice that people support me. It was nice talking yesterday to Damien. I appreciate it. And did you watch UFC? I guess, Josh, you didn't watch UFC 295 last night. Because that's what I was Dominic's going to be in the show this week. Damien's going to be in the show this week. Hopefully Bumble's going to be in the show this week. Josh, you're always invited if you want to come on the show. And I think Michigan's going away for like 10 days, and I'm going to try to take full advantage of that. I don't like the turnover chain for the Browns. So the Browns are only down by a touchdown entering the fourth quarter. Good God. Oh, my God. He fumbled the goddamn punt. Holy shit. Was that Elijah Moore? Who's 11 on the Browns? Was that Elijah Moore? Oh, my God. I mean, come on. No, it wasn't. 11 Browns. NFL. Okay, let me see. Browns roster. Who was that? Don't care. I'm trying to find who this player is. Number 11. Why do they make it so hard for me? James Proche II, 5'11", 197 at SMU. Yeah, that was bad, dude. Dropped the ball. Oof. And now Lamar Jackson's terrible pass. Terrible pass. Lamar knows. Lamar does. He misses a lot of plays where you think he's – you did see it. But, dude, that's what I was asking you. Did you watch it? You watch the fights? I want to talk the fights, man. You want to come on? You want to come on? I'll put you on Instagram. You want to talk about the fights? We can do it another time. All right. But that's what I was asking about. Did you see the fights? Or E, did you watch the fights? Yankee Apparel, you watch the fights. Better Golf, you watch the fights? Guys, what's going on here, man? Nobody's talking about the fights, man. I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. All right. You did see it. Do you want to talk about it? If not, I'm sending my love to my mom. We were with my mom. She got a Michigan or Hanukkah present, which I thought were adorable. She said, I'd rather get her something she likes than get something she doesn't like. I'm done with Invincible. Season 2 Invincible on Amazon. It really sucks. It's like 50-minute episodes, and it was putting me to sleep. So this morning I couldn't. I got the COVID and my flu shot, and I had a little stomach issues. I watched the Brady Christmas special, which was an hour and a half. It was just funny, but they had a fake Cindy, but everybody else was on the show, and it was actually pretty funny. I forgot about it. It was actually pretty funny. I didn't see it in forever, so that's what I did. I hope everybody has a great day, and yeah, that's all I got for today. Josh, thank you. E, Dominic, everybody have a great day. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. All right, adios.